Ladies and gentlemen, hello, welcome back to my channel. So in this video, let's read on Jeffrey MacDonald. A very quick pre-story. In February of 1970, the quiet military community of Fort Bragg, North California, was shaken by a crime so brutal that it still echoes through the American true crime history. The victims were Colette MacDonald and her two little daughters, Kimberly and Christine. Um, The only sole survivor was Colette's husband, Army Surgeon Jeffrey MacDonald. So let's have a look what truly happened that night. Um, is he really says the true story that there was other people, perpetrators, or he just lying? Okay, let's have a look at all those questions. So what truly happened that night? Alright, that should be enough of the cards. Alright, so I'll be back to you soon. So what I see here is that MacDonald's case is one of those stories where the surface looks clean and official, but underneath it feels layered, rehearsed, and emotionally warped. What stands out? First, it is the story Jeffrey told, intruders, chaos, ritualistic praises, was built to create distance between himself and the emotional reality inside that that apartment. So the energy surrounding the event isn't scattered or panicked. It feels very methodical, quiet, and disturbingly calculated. So what actually happened that night? The emotional signature around the house is tense, tense long before the murders. This wasn't an impulsive heat of the moment, a moment explosion. It's tied to resentment, control, and a need to maintain an image. What happened is closer to uh, a build-up, uh, suppressed pressure, a sense of being cornered, and then a violent release, where Jeffrey became uh, both judge and executioner in his own mind. There's no involvement of rooming intruders or a cult-like group. This was a um, domestic implosion that he later rebuilt into a performance. So the narrative he created afterwards feels very rehearsed, almost like someone flipping through scripts of what makes believable, a believable tragedy. The emotional detachment around him is chilling. He didn't want to be seen as a failure, husband, father, soldier, and the violence was his twisted attempt to reclaim power, rewrite the narrative, and cast himself as a victim instead of culprit. So, speaking about the motives and psychological landscape, so his motive feels rooted in extreme ego, emotional avoidance, a need to protect his public persona, and also resentment toward family responsibilities, a deep, deep denial of personal accountability. And he just wanted to be free of expectations, of marriage pressures, of being tied down. The violence wasn't about hatred toward them individually. It was about what they represented, a life he didn't want anymore. Speaking about other people involvement, there were people who knew after the fact that his story didn't hold up. Women connected to him, friend, like to him, friends, people who sensed patterns of decide, but nobody else participated in the murders. This energy is very singular. The others, uh, in his case, only exist as witnesses to his character, but not as accom- uh, accomplices to the murder. Just only one singular person. Uh, so, and because he's still alive and yes, alive and incarcerated, the intuitive focus shifts to people who still hold pieces of the truth. Old friends, past lovers, people who noticed his inconsistencies. Inconsistencies. These individuals aren't hidden; they are ordinary, living quiet lives, but they carry fragments of insight that never made it into official reports. Speaking about hidden elements and what's not public, there's a missing emotional component to the original investigation. A deeper look at Jeffrey's personality, his emotional detachment, his patterns of lying, and the way he um, um, compart. Okay, I don't know how to say. All right, so everything. Okay, just a moment. Um, yes, and the way how he compartmentalized everything in his life. The case officially focuses on physical evidence, but the psychological evidence is just as condemning. So the night of the murders has a signature of planned opportunity, not long-term plotting, but the kind of decision someone makes after nurturing resentment for months. There was a trigger moment, an argument, a confrontation, and after that, everything spiralated in a cold clarity, not chaotic frenzy. And lastly, speaking about how this case could be completely resolved, uh, if fully reopen it with psychological profiling and digitalized forensic reconstruction, a consistent narrative would emerge. The unresolved emotional testimony of people who once trusted him would also fill in gaps. Nothing points to alternative killers. Everything from energy to circumstances loops back to him. Well, that's pretty much it. So thank you guys for watching. Subscribe please to my channel, hit likes, write your comments, and see you guys very soon in the next videos. Bye for now.